I don't know what's going on with me and technology these last few days. We are just not seeing eye to eye. So not only have I run out of space in my phone, but I've also run out of space in my Google. And if you know anything about Google, once you run out of space, there are certain things that they do not allow you to do. I was putting in job applications and I needed my resume, but my resume has the old phone number on it. And so basically, in order to put in the application, I needed a resume with an updated phone number, which means I had to pay for space with Google in order to even fix the document, which really, really pissed me off. I don't like the strong arm effect when it comes to, you know, these platforms. And it's like, it's my work, but you won't even allow me to edit it. Now, I get when you don't have any space, not allowing you to create something new, but now not allowing me to create something that was already made is ridiculous. So long story short, I ended up having to pay for it, even though I've been trying to download everything and just clear it out so that I didn't have to pay for it. That didn't work. So I ended up doing a impromptu live yesterday instead of a video. And for whatever reason, whenever I do a live, it takes a couple days for the video to process. Normally, when you upload a video to YouTube, it processes within 5 to 10, maybe 15 minutes tops. And for some reason, when I do a live, it takes a few days. So it took over 12 hours to process the live video, which was only like 30 minutes. And I'm wondering if I did something wrong or if that's just how it works for YouTube lives. This YouTube journey is new for me, and I am not used to being so vulnerable and open. And the fact that I've actually gotten used to being able to come and talk to you every day, and then something happens, it makes me realize just how different I am, even from the last year that I've been posting, even though it wasn't consistently. When I first started coming on this platform, I was very nervous and I really didn't know how to talk to the camera, you know. And I'm noticing that I've become more comfortable, and I don't look like a deer in headlights anymore. Although I'm still learning and there are a lot of things I could probably do better or differently, it is a process. And now that I've started to take this whole journey more seriously, it's teaching me a lot about myself as well. I have been very closed off all my life, and being able to come here and speak to you and just be open and be vulnerable and truthful about my situations, the things that are going on, it gives me this sense of relief in a way. This sense of not having to constantly wear the mask that everything is okay all the time. You know, society tells you that you should not be open, that you should be very guarded, that you should, you know, on one hand, you should be guarded and not be vulnerable. And then on the other hand, that you should tell everybody your business and every meal that you've had and every place that you've been. And I just never have been that type of person. I'm very private. And so going back and watching the videos that I have been able to save from last year, I just see the difference in my presence overall. And I am grateful just for the opportunity to get to know a different side of myself. That being said, when I'm not able to show up, it really bothers me now. I look forward to these daily conversations and daily just insights. And when I am not able to do that, it really does bother me. And I love that for me. So yeah. Anyways, today has been a very down day. As Tuesday moves closer, I feel myself getting more anxious and antsy. And getting those job offers yesterday really just kind of threw me for a loop, because I'm like, I have been looking for a job for the last 2 months. Something that in my field that I'm qualified for, even with like freelance writing, and have not been able to find a position. And then all of a sudden I get 2 job offers out of nowhere. One of them is by commission, which I'm not really against, but I'm not really comfortable with either, because the last company that I worked for doing commission, they were they weren't managing things correctly, and my money was not coming the way that it was supposed to. And when I clocked that they were skimming my checks, I quit. They were acting like they weren't doing it, but when you work by commission and you know how much you get commission per person, I would calculate my checks at the end of the week. So I know what I should have received. And even after taxes, it was nowhere near what I should have been receiving. And so I just quit. And so it kind of just put a bad taste in my mouth when it comes to like commission jobs. And so to get those 2 offers within an hour of each other, I was just like, wait, am I missing something? Am I supposed to stay here? And so now it's put this doubt in my mind of staying here in this state or leaving. And I can't say that it by itself put the doubt in my mind, because the doubt in my mind was already there, but it just intensified it and gave me reasons to think that, oh, well, maybe I'm not supposed to move out of the state. Maybe I'm supposed to just move out of this place. And so I've been doing a lot of reflecting on that today as well. I've also been working on my book more. I used to get awards in school for writing, and as I got older, life took over, and it was something that I stopped doing, but I really would like to get back into it like I was before. I actually have 2 stories that I started writing, and one of them is, I want to say, at least 50% complete. I think it's over 40,000 words. 40 or 45,000 words. And so I want to say it's about 50% complete. What I did was I took some of my life experiences and meshed it in with the storyline of the character, and it has brought me a sense of joy that I can't remember the last time I've had. And so my daughter is also a writer, and she put me onto this app called Wattpad or something like that. And so I for a job. I was looking for jobs, and one of the jobs said that I needed to have a platform where my writing was at. So I was like, all right, fine. So I broke down and I did the Wattpad. And so now I have published some of my chapters on Wattpad to see, what the feedback is on the story. And so that was very nerve-wracking. Yeah, it's one of those things that you do like cringing while you do it. And so that's there. I'm excited about that. And I look forward to being able to complete Tani's story. Her name is Tanisha Cooper. And, whoo, honey. Some of the things that go on in that story, like I said, I took some of my experiences and started writing. So that's been interesting. And I look forward to getting the feedback, not the bots, because my daughter already let me know. She was like, you're going to get bots, and they're going to tell you that you need help with this and that, and don't worry about it. And she was just giving me tips and stuff. And I love the fact that she was able to show me how to do something. I love the fact that I was able to learn from her once again. And she has, I think, 3 stories on there. She's really good. And I'm like, damn, that's my baby. I did that. That's my daughter. So very proud mom moment there. And so, yeah, that's what I was just in the house doing. But I can read you all a portion of So the story is called Running Towards Forever. Sometimes the lie hurts, but leaving the lie can be deadly. Tanisha Tani Cooper is fleeing a toxic relationship and the ghost of her mistakes. She unexpectedly finds comfort in a stranger's kindness, a spark that ignites into love until the past she's been running from comes speeding toward them both with deadly intent. This story has brought me out of my comfort zone as far as storytelling, and just coming back into being the writer that I actually am. One of my dreams as a kid, because we have many, many dreams until we stop dreaming, of course. One of my dreams was to be an author. I actually was on the school newspaper, and I would write short articles for the school newspaper when I was younger. And it was something that I took a lot of pride in. But again, life happens, and life happened. And so I kind of got away from writing, but writing this story was kind of like me tiptoeing and dipping my toe in the water. The other one is The Sixth Strand, and that one is interesting as well. So my plan is to continue to write stories. I would like to dip my toe into the sci-fi fantasy world. I think that sci-fi fantasy can just ignite something inside your brain to think outside of the box. But that's not what I worked on today, just because I have not been... Ooh, mosquitoes, here they come. I have not been feeling the greatest today. For whatever reason, I think I ate something that was not agreeing with me, that is not agreeing with me from yesterday. And so I've pretty much been in the bed today with my computer. I hope that I am able to publish one or more of my stories and actually get the title of author that I've been secretly wanting. You know, when you step into a different branch or different aspect of yourself, it can be very nerve-wracking putting that out there for everyone to see, because people can be very judgmental and very harsh, which I'm learning not to really care about. But again, it's when you have something that's close to your heart and you share it with people and it's not received in a good manner, you know, you kind of take it, you kind of take it to heart. So that is just something that I'm learning to deal with. I'm not necessarily there yet, but it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. That being said, I'm going to work more on my story today and hopefully get it done by the end of the week. I think that as Tuesday gets closer, the best way for me to handle my anxiety is by allowing myself to mentally escape, which will be into my stories. So I'm grateful for that. And yeah, that's about it. That's about it for today. But I just got bit on the hand by a mosquito, and I need to figure out how to get these mosquitoes to leave me alone. Apparently people with my blood type have a very big issue when it comes to mosquitoes, and it would be nice to be able to come outside and not get attacked. But again, ever since these red lantern fly things have been invading my neighborhood, the mosquitoes have just been outrageous. Outrageous. So anyways, I am going to go back inside. I'm going to finish cooking dinner and work on more of my story. And I look forward to talking to you all again tomorrow. Hopefully my anxiety will calm itself down between now and then, because I do not like feeling like this. I don't like when my anxiety gets this high. It makes me very antsy and anxious, and I don't like feeling like that. So we'll see what happens. Fingers crossed. All right, I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.